very different than how we came in last time. All giggly.
550 episodes
Woo!
in the can. Holy
550?
Holy heck.
550.
Yes. I was thinking
If I
about
could
how
whistle better, I would.
it does not feel
That was a good one.
like even it doesn't feel like recently that we did the 500th. To me, that seems like ages ago.
A million billion years ago.
But it was
we
just
are
like a
living
couple
in
months.
a time warp.
Yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Nothing is
How
as it seems.
is Sarah? If you are, by the way, if you are interested, we are filming the video version, and that will be available on patreon.com/braincandy. How are you?
I love that mug. Love it. Guys,
you.
let me tell you about Susie's mug collection. Susie at her house, if you go to Susie's house, every member of their household has a mug by this ceramic artist who did mugs for each year.
Yeah.
And luckily he's been doing them for a long time, so they all have one. And then the
Yeah.
fun thing that might happen if you're at their breakfast table is they might look up what your mug for your year looks like.
Every year's a different design.
Yes.
And they're also individual. They are very unique.
I love that one.
And
Yours is so you. It's so cool.
I don't
Hers is
like
very,
mine.
70s. I know you say that, but it's so cool. I would like that one.
My
It's
sister,
fun
in
and fun to
1976, she has a really cool one. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Do you
very
know the name
70s.
of that mug?
Yeah, that's Royal Copenhagen.
Royal
Is the
Copenhagen. There you go,
company.
guys. That's it. But don't take 1986. It's mine. If you do, send it to me.
Right.
'Cause I'm gonna
And
get
don't
one
be fooled
just for
because
Susie's house.
they also make very small versions, like espresso size.
Oh.
And I thought I was getting a deal on a couple of mugs, but I was getting very...
Have you ever done that with furniture?
No.
Oh, I bought
And then
a
you
desk.
end up with like doll furniture?
Yes.
No.
It wasn't doll. It wasn't quite doll size, but I bought a console table or like something that was supposed to like go behind a sofa or something. When I got it, it was comically like
No, miniature?
it was so. I was like, "What is this? What the hell is it called? What the hell kind of table did I say it was? I just forgot. Console. There's a freaking truck backing up in my backyard, so I can't think of anything else. What is this, a console table made for ants? That's the joke I was trying to make until I was interrupted by the freaking
Sorry.
truck.
I feel your pain. You're still mad about it.
So loud. Just loud, just loud.
What, the
hate
truck?
Yeah.
I thought you were
probably
mad about
can't
the
hear it,
table.
but- No, the table I was fine with because it was like, I returned it and it was no problem. And then it was like,
good.
I think it was one of those things where they were like, oh, instead of returning it, you can just like keep it or destroy it. And I'm like, who's destroying this? Or like they say keep it or
Destroy
donate it or
it.
whatever. Not destroy it, but like keep it or donate it or whatever.
I
And was
love when they do that.
I love when they do that.
Yeah, sometimes
Love it.
Amazon does that, and I'm like, Jeff,
Yeah.
I can't stay mad at you.
Stop!
For real.
I can't stay mad at you. Oh, they tried to pull me back in by tempting me with the Audible 3 months free, but I resisted.
Well, so Sarah has canceled her Amazon Prime in protest because of like the billionarity.
Yeah.
And what is the hardest part for you? Because I know it's difficult for normal people anyway.
So here's the thing that I've kind of realized. I wasn't getting as good of a deal on some stuff as I thought. So I think some things are good deals, some things not so good deals. Like I was like normally like this truck could not be louder. Can you hear
it.
that?
No. I can't hear it.
Oh my golly! And they're like breaking glass. Like there's a recycling center that's opened up downstairs.
Oh my gosh, it's calamitous. I'm
It's so
sorry.
loud. Okay, I'm going to try to ignore it. What was the question even?
Just you said I don't get all good deals on Amazon, so it's
Oh, yeah.
a mixed
like,
bag.
Sometimes you'd like some things that you would think, like, like my witchy stuff, like my crystals and like, stuff like that.
yeah.
Those are not cheaper on Amazon. Those are like
Okay.
super expensive. And sometimes I find that small stuff is really expensive. Like, not really, but like overpriced. Like,
Don't you think, though, that most people aren't... I don't think most people love Amazon because they think it's the cheapest. They love it because it's so convenient. And it comes in like 3 minutes. You order it, and then it's like, oh, ding dong, there it is.
yeah.
Because then when
I
you
don't
order
know. I
from
don't
like
mind
another
going to a
company,
place.
it takes like 2 months to get to you, including Brain Candy, like our merch. People will be like, "Where is it?" I'm like, "We're not
I know.
Amazon."
People just need to relax and remember that like that's how shipping used to work. Like,
yeah, but that sucks.
it does.
I mean, I'm sympathetic.
So delay of gratification, we need to get better with that.
Well, so do
Who
you
am
just,
I
like,
to talk?
buy-
I opened up a bag of chocolate chips on my way home from the grocery store the other night.
Delayed gratification.
I have no, and I said that to myself. I was like, you should, I opened it, then I was like, you should wait till you get home. And I waited till the goddamn green light before, or red light before my house. And I was like, just have a couple. It's fine.
Live a
Opened
little.
it, waited, had a couple, couldn't even make it all the way home. I have to
What
throw
kind
that
were
bag
they?
away. It's keeping me from my training for my trail running.
I was just talking about that with Adam. I mean, how's it going, the training? It
Same
hasn't
as it
started
was
yet?
going last
Shut
time.
up! You're crazy!
I've done nothing. I'm probably not. I mean, I'm
I
gonna,
was
maybe I'll do
sweating.
it. Maybe. You're fine.
Wait.
It's fine. Everything's fine. What are you worried about? Everything's fine.
Sarah, clock is ticking.
I know, but like, what? What's the big problem? So, and like, if I'm not, I'm gonna be fine. I'm just
That's
gonna get out there.
great.
I had intentions to do it to go and like go for a run this weekend, but I went out. I had Bo with me, and then I was like, I can't run with Bo. She was being like, she's had her last hike, and she's an old dog. She's like blind now. I mean, not all the way, but like definitely don't sneak up on her left side or right side. I can't remember.
One of the sides.
But yeah, so yes. And then so I just didn't get around. So I'll probably do that. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. I should just do that. Just dust off the old shoes.
That is amazing. You're amazing that you're like so laid back about it. I would have diarrhea so bad just thinking about it. I'm not kidding you.
No, good.
Gosh, superwoman over there.
No, or like in denial, whichever.
No, but you know
like
your
avoidance.
body. You know what you're capable of. I just
2
know
weeks,
that I
I
could
can
never do 2 weeks.
Well, no, I mean, like I'll like work for more, but I'm telling you, 2 weeks is like all you need to like get your body to do what you need
Maybe
to do.
your body.
I'm sure, Suze.
I promise you. I feel like nobody believes me about this.
No, we need to. This will turn into an episode of like Made. Susie
Right?
wants
Truly.
to be. It'll be like couch to 5K. Susie's journey to being. She's a runner. She's a track star. She doesn't even get that reference, guys. Guaranteed.
I'll be like one of those people who, like
What?
dies. Like they you know how they go unmade.
Yeah,
and
according
some of
to
them are real.
cardiomyopathy, you just die from a heart attack right as you start running. Is that it?
Well, some people on Made seem really committed, and then they can do it. And then there's other people who bit off more than they could chew. That's me.
Right.
Where I'd be like,
Right.
I'm not doing this anymore.
I might be that person though too, who just like thinks that and then is like my
Yeah, but
own
you're
maid coach.
You have the perfect level of stubbornness where it
Oh,
will just
this is
get
sure.
you to complete your goal because you're just like, I won't quit.
This is absolutely 100% for sure.
Well, keep us posted because
Yeah, I
I
will.
am invested in this nightmare. Okay. Oh, you cannot minimize Zoom when you are recording. Why? That's stupid. Okay, I'll just
Why?
move it. I didn't know that.
'Cause
Okay.
it's like we need to see your beautiful face.
Well, no, you could still. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to begin with a fun little update on a story that I think we've covered this many times on the show.
okay.
You know that
Oldie but a goodie.
it is too. You remember that guy? How could you forget? Who married the doll?
Oh,
He was like a bodybuilder type.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and he was like,
Yes.
weirdly good looking for somebody who has objectophilia, and then he married the blow up doll or whatever, mannequin or something. Well, I guess
They
was he
definitely have a name that they prefer, and none of them are what you said. Blow up doll, definitely not. Like, there's somewhere the doll loving community is offended.
Well, I apologize if I've offended any people or
I'm
dolls.
kidding. But.
But Was he the same one who...
Pretty Kitty Podcast. Favorite amongst all non-living wives.
Right. Like, that's why our ratings are so low. Didn't she either go missing or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she disappeared.
I guess he's just had to move on. Like, he couldn't wait forever for her to come back. And so he has a new girlfriend? Question mark? Mm-hmm. And it's an ashtray.
No!
Yes.
No. No.
Yeah.
This feels like... Wait. Okay. There's a few things. This feels like...
I was so
you know
excited to
when,
bring it.
when, there's a murderer and they're like, oh, they've... What do they call them? Devolved or, like, they've, like, escalated, but, like, they've, like, crossed over to another level of, like, it basically goes from, like, peeping Tom to now you're breaking in the house. Like, it's escalated.
Right.
There's, like, a name for it. This feels like maybe...
Like, that was too realistic for him, the doll.
Yes. Like, he's... Yes. He's taken it up a notch in the depersonalizing, dehumanizing of the item of his affection.
Well, and what do you picture? I when I read the headline, I pictured like those old-fashioned ones people had in their house.
Yeah, I picture exactly what one of the Simpsons sisters is, I'm like ashing into.
Well,
anything that I was ashing into during the 2 years when I was secretly hiding my smoking habit from Susie.
Yeah, guys, let's revisit that. Remember Sarah's secret life as a smoker?
I don't prefer the word, but it was a vapor if you're going to do anything, which might be worse.
But it does, I don't know why, it just feels better.
It does feel better because it's like what they pitch to smokers to like do this instead because it's healthier. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do that.
It's like being addicted to methadone. That's the stuff that you
started
to get off heroin. Yeah. Okay, so it's
or
not
being
that kind
addicted to non-alcoholic beer or something.
Yes, right. That's hilarious. Oh, duels.
It's for the taste, guys.
This is not that kind of ashtray. It's one of those big ass, like it looks like a garbage can that they put outside of restaurants.
It's like a Las Vegas one.
Yeah. And like he did a whole photo shoot with it.
Well, I mean, at least it has a figure.
That's true. Maybe that's better. Because he did describe how he wants to incorporate actual women with it. Like something
does
about
he,
the whole...
Does he?
Right.
No,
Stop
he
trying
doesn't.
to soften the blow,
He does not
mister.
want them to talk. There's no... That is not the big... nope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not falling for that, guy.
It's not... Yeah, no.
Okay, so this is his quote about it. He said, he saw, I think it was at a nightclub or something. Yeah, they met at a nightclub. That's what he said.
They met at a nightclub. Well.
Yeah. And he goes, I liked it. The smell of it, the touch of metal on my skin. It's fantastic. And then he said, I like the touch of sharp metal on my skin. It excites me. So I think you can understand what attracts me to this ashtray. When I hugged it and pulled out cigarette butts, cigarette packs, and sorts of stuff, I liked it.
Oh! Definitely wants to come. Sorry.
I liked it when the ashes stained my bare feet, body, and beard. And this is my favorite part. My favorite part of the article is that, she, what am I talking about? It, lived at this nightclub. But he says, that's where she works. And so he's going to let her keep working.
Well, because she loves it. I mean,
she's a working gal.
She's a working gal.
And so
they say you can take the girl out of the nightclub. but
Right? And he says sometimes they let him take it home, but mostly she stays at the nightclub.
do they charge him by the hour to take it
Oh
home?
my God, maybe it's like a prostitute. It's a sex worker.
I have so many questions.
Okay, let's kind of talk about it. Because
And if she's working, that implies she's bringing home money.
yeah, just butts.
Unless it's volunteer work, in which case,
It's charity.
wow, he was really attracted to her philanthropic
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah, she's a giver. I'll tell you what else is a giver, and that's my Theragun
Oh my God.
percussive therapy device.
This is necessary.
Yes, anybody who has had a bad back, pulled a muscle, had a stiff neck, will just love this thing.
If you live alone and you can't reach that one spot.
I know, that is a bummer. I think about that a lot. Like, if I get a crick in my neck or something, I'll think,
Don't
oh,
worry,
thank God.
Theragun. Adjustable
Yes.
angles.
Yes, the Gen 4 Theragun, it doesn't just feel good. It is like magic. It gets to the source of pain and releases that tension. Even just sitting at a desk all day can make you feel tense. And that's what most people have to do. So
Pretty much everything we do living as a human makes us feel tense.
yeah, and in that Sapiens book that we read, it talked about how when we evolved to walk on two legs,
Yes.
it had some advantages, but stiff neck and bad back.
Yes, and back pain was the
So-
consequence.
So then we used
Oh, my
technology to
God.
create the Theragun to help us
Yes.
with that problem.
Friggin'
It's
science.
so nice. It's really great. You guys will love it. It's so soothing, but also can really help if you have like those kinks and stuff. Try Theragun for 30 days starting at only $199. Also makes a great gift. Go to therabody.com/braincandy right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's therabody.com/braincandy, therabody.com/braincandy. Okay, so remember how we talked about, you know, the furniture maker of the people that are into baby play and they make cribs and stuff for these kinky.
Yes, I
and
do.
then that was where I drew the line. Like, I couldn't accept this lifestyle.
I only further agree with you, and am more agree with you even more.
Thank you. What did it? You just had time to think about it?
No, there was somebody who used an audio track on TikTok that was, when I clicked on the audio track, it took me down into a world of that like baby play that was like, okay, this is not cool. And the people who nope, and I know it, everything about it. It screams victims and sexual abuse.
Yeah, because what's kind of like not discussed but is implied is just how this is really towing the line between, you know, babies and pretend babies.
Yeah, what are we attracted to here? Right.
Right, but people did. Well, actually, just one person said like they were surprised that I was kink shaming, and I don't know. I guess this is just my line. So if you feel I'm kink shaming, I'm sorry. Because I try not to do that.
I don't. I think everybody has the right to express themselves. I question somebody's attraction to things that are like
Illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. The infantilizing and the like somebody looking more like a baby. The same way I'm like, ugh, if you're into like if you were like into barely 18 shit, I'd be like, what, in 2 months before that's like now okay,
Yeah.
and now be like, why are you into that? That's fucking gross. Ugh.
Yeah.
Even though all guys are, we learned in that fucking study that you told me a billion years ago, probably in episode like 25, where you said that men were polled and what's the age that they're most attracted to women on like, dating apps.
18.
I hate that answer.
And men say, and for women, it's like 54 that they're into men. Yeah, that's the peak.
It's
peak
fucking-
age.
Peak age, 18 and 54. So basically, there you go. But,
This,
okay, back to whatever.
This is a little different for me because he really isn't hurting anybody and whatever. But it is definitely strange. I cannot understand it.
No.
And I think he might benefit from, therapy. But it's not as bad as the baby stuff.
Right. And I want to know what comes first. Like, is it love at first sight? Is touch? Like, I'm not being I'm like kidding with how I'm saying it. But like, is it something, because it kind of makes me think that maybe he also has some form of like a synesthesia, where if there's something about the metal that's like, you know how like ASMR gives you those tinglies? Feels really good. It's like stimulating a certain, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's not like sexual, but it certainly feels good.
Well, yeah, because how people sometimes compare an orgasm to a sneeze. A sneeze isn't sexual, but you do get that same kind of relief in the same ballpark anyway.
Yeah. So maybe there's something
like
going on with his brain where there's a few things that are kind of overlapping, and when he sees like certain lines or shapes, or why not?
I think that the part of why it's so fascinating also, though, is that he's attention seeking. I think there's usually shame around these things, but he really likes publicizing it. So I think there's something about that's a turn on too.
There's definitely secondary gains from, you're totally right. This is now, and maybe that's the taking it up a notch. It had to be, that's really interesting. Mm-hmm. I want to know what's like I wonder maybe people are living in secret though. This is fascinating.
What percentage of the population do you think has this, what's fetish?
Objectophilia?
Yeah.
Oh, a very small percentage.
Yeah.
Very small. I don't know.
They probably really look up to him.
Maybe.
He's like their hero.
Yeah, he probably what if he is like super, like, we don't know. Like, it's kind of like when I go to the Evolution of Psychotherapy conference and I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like freaking out, and everybody there is like a superhero. I'm like at the Comic-Con for like therapists, and I totally know people by name, and I'm like standing in line to get autographs of people I've seen multiple times.
No,
I'm not kidding.
You get them to sign their books or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, autographs. That's nice, Sarah.
And so, like, maybe in his world, he's that. He's like that, icon. And he's like, now I gotta, because I can't imagine the community is large.
What do you think the chances are that this is just him trying to get a reality show or something? Because he says he does have sex with women, he just prefers objects.
Oh.
So then I'm like,
It might be a little bit of that. He kind of sounds a little more like a narcissist now. And he's got the bodybuilding thing going. This might be a thing.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I'm starting to... I love that shirt you're wearing.
Thank you.
That is freaking adorable.
Thank you.
I kept trying to read it. I'm like, that is so stinking cute.
Well, because I've been fermenting my own kimchi lately.
Oh, nice.
It's so good. Well, because this is my probiotics obsession. Like, I'm trying to get good gut health.
Suze, these are the things you need to be texting and sharing with me. See, you're a witch, too. You're basically, you have things in jars fermenting. Come on.
Okay, great.
I want to know these things. I currently have a bunch of stuff in jars, but it's only to feed plants. And some of it's fermenting and doing some funky stuff, too. So maybe accidentally making my own kimchi. That's really cool. I definitely want to. I want to know about all of this. You're like, now I totally like mix herbs into my butter because Susie did and served it to us. And now I'm like, I can't have butter no other way.
That's so nice. I'm honored.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, I have a debate.
Love a debate.
I'll begin by saying one thing there is not a debate about is how much we love HelloFresh.
Love it.
It's delicious recipes. Which has basically HelloFresh was the beginning for me of learning how to be a more a varietal cook. Like I learned so many techniques and tried new ingredients, and then I just kept learning and learning.
Yes,
because my mom never taught me anything. So HelloFresh is so great because they send you all the ingredients and the recipes for your meals. And then you get this home-cooked meal, but you don't have to do all the, worrying of getting the ingredients and all that jazz.
And my favorite part, no food waste.
No food waste, because they send you just what you need. And you can adjust it. Like, if you wanted it on a different day or whatever, you can pick the rest.
It's so, oh my God, that part of it, so easy. As somebody who's living by myself and, like, I'm the only one there to get the deliveries and I need to pause it or change it, or they always let you know in advance. It's like one button. Click, boom, easy. Skip. I love it. That's
I love it too.
part.
It's 30% cheaper than shopping at grocery stores, and they have seasonal recipes like pumpkin cinnamon rolls. We got to make those for the fall. That sounds delicious. They have calorie smart choices. It's just such a convenient thing, especially now it's back to school. Oh my God, forget it. We tried to go out to eat last week during the week, and I was like, never again, because there's just too much stuff to do. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go to HelloFresh.com/BrainCandy14 and use code BrainCandy14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. Go to HelloFresh.com/BrainCandy14 and use code BrainCandy14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. You will love it. Trust me.
Yes.
Okay, this is a debate. I wanted to know what you think. This was a story in the New York Times about a man on death row. His crime was that he went out to, like, burgle, like rob someone, and was just picking the person at random. It wasn't premeditated in terms of who it was. And saw a guy that ran, like, a convenience store taking out the trash. He jumped him, stabbed him a bunch of times, only ended up getting, like, $1.29, and the guy's dead. And so, of course, he's on death row. And he is going to get lethal injection. And while in prison, he converted to Christianity and wants to, during the execution, have his reverend or whatever there to lay hands on him as a comfort, whatever. And basically, I believe at this point, his request has been denied. And I'll tell you, like, the legal precedent. So Justice Brett Kavanaugh, during a different trial, offered the state two solutions to a guy who sued because he was Buddhist and couldn't get a Buddhist chaplain at his execution. And Brett Kavanaugh said, you either have to give him the chaplain, the Buddhist person, or not let anybody have their religious leader join them in there. So basically the state said, fine, then nobody gets to have their religious person there with them. But then it got switched because they had relegated all spiritual advisors to an observation room adjacent to the
if
chamber.
you get to choose your meal, I feel like you should get to choose who hangs out with you.
I think so too. Then this spring, after the Supreme Court stopped another execution of the restrictive policy, the agency changed course again, allowing people on death row access to a spiritual advisor of their choosing, but no touching can go on. Do you think
that
this person
is stupid?
So you think that they should be able to lay hands on the dying
You're
person?
killing them. Who, like, touching them, not touching them? What are we saying that means? What are we saying? Because by physically touching them, you're admitting that some kind of action, transaction, something's taking place in the moment of touching them.
Well, I think they would argue, people that don't want this think, well, that guy that he murdered didn't have anyone there to comfort him when he was stabbed 29 times. And why are we so merciful towards these villains? That's not how I feel. I'm just saying devil's advocate of what is said. Like, why should they be comforted during this punishment? So, I guess that's the debate.
I feel like it's all so stupid, and I'm anti-death penalty to begin with. Of
yeah, period.
So it feels like if you're gonna make the decision, it just feels dumb. I feel I mean, I understand the other side of it of like, yeah, they didn't get, but then why do they get a final meal? Why do they get a last meal?
It does feel arbitrary.
That's
allow.
it. It's arbitrary. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like, okay, you 4 feet away, 5 feet away, hands on him mentally. Because also, if you say that, oh, he can't put his hands physically on him, and you believe in what physically putting your hands on somebody does, it's an exchange of energy, which can happen whether you have your hands on them or not. So it's kind of like telling, like, oh, okay, don't think good thoughts. Don't pray for him. Don't. Okay. Promise. Well, okay, you can't stop somebody from, what are you going to do? Tell somebody to not think about sending their energy to this person who's about to die. And, I'm like not in the eye for an eye kind of.
No, I am not either. I am anti-death penalty, but in this case, I feel like that is a true religious expression that people do in churches and synagogues and places all over.
Just let them.
And so I feel like if that religious expression shouldn't be inhibited, but I can understand if it were my loved one, like if my son were murdered by someone, I wouldn't want them to have any comfort at all. Of course.
I feel like maybe really you would be able to see the human in the person. I feel like you'd be more like those, not exactly because they were on the other end of the spectrum, but the documentary Dear Zachary.
Yeah.
I think you would have more compassion than you think you would for people in general.
I can imagine,
I know because
though,
of how we talked about. I know because you talk to criminals.
Yeah, I know, but they've not wronged me, so it is different.
Yeah, and you also have a child, which I feel like changes things too.
But on the other hand, it's kind of what you said when you were like, they're still killing him. Like,
yeah,
the guy's gonna die.
The guy's gonna die, and like that's the part. Like if I feel like if somebody murdered somebody in my family and I was there watching them die, I would want a little bit. I don't know. Actually, I can't say that. I have no idea.
I know
can't
it's hard.
say it's too. That's why it's like philosophical debate. I really can't say what I would. I just feel like you can't touch him. Like the back and forth. That really shows that we don't know jack shit and we don't have the answers when we just are wish-washy, like it back and forth with the rules like that.
That's the thing. Like, what is cruel? What is unusual?
Oh, God.
What is merciful? What is justice? What is fairness? These are all constructs. It's not, there's no right answer. And the only way to solve it is just to get rid of the death penalty entirely.
Yeah.
Because everything else just feels like
get rid of that. If we're going back of like, oh, it's this, that, I feel like the same thing about the regulations on abortion of like it's this many weeks. If we're debating that, fucking get rid of the law. Do whatever you want with your body. Oh, I'm hitting the microphone. That's how it should be. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, these things are always changing. Yeah, I think he's scheduled to die. Like maybe even it happened already. So I think that was case closed. Like he's not going to be able to have that religious thing.
Explain to me the food then. I want to ask. I just feel like that's one of those questions that like, okay, but like, how about this one? So
yeah,
that's okay. And what is like I'd be like, okay, I want to trade. How about I don't get to decide what I eat, but I want to have like, because like that's not a religious thing.
There,
then it's like you're saying that you're giving power. You're like saying that exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which
that
I
it
like,
matters.
But
Well, human touch does matter, regardless
Yes.
of whether you believe in God or anything, but they're doing it under the veil of religion or the umbrella of religion.
But,
So I
like,
guess-
can you do one of these things that, like, my little brother did when we were little of, like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. Like, can I? That's what I'm thinking. Of, like, what do you mean, okay, you can't touch him? Because, like, and my mom's, like, a Reiki healer, and she doesn't touch people when she does that. She'll put her hand, it's like putting hands
jokes
on you, but
on
not
you,
hands on
Kavanaugh.
you. Don't have to touch them. That's what I'm saying. Of like, this is arbitrary. Because if you really do energy work, you don't need to touch them.
Okay. Well, hopefully he, has comfort knowing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's sad. I feel sad for all parties involved, and I just want to put my own metaphorical hands on everybody who's hurting.
Oh, that's real nice. Even the murderers.
Because, the person inside them.
Somebody wrote to me after I talked about writing to the criminals and stuff, and they were like condemning me. Like, I'm surprised you. It was sort of like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Where they were like, he did this and that. And I mean, number one, I'm doing it for my scholarly research. But number two, I really don't care what they did. They're like, we have to study and consider all kinds of things that are unsavory. But
and
I know that it's hard.
How about all of history is pretty unsavory?
Right.
Pick a decade. Pick a year. Guaranteed some fucked up shit went down.
Well, and it's sort of like saying History Channel, I can't believe you did that documentary about Hitler. It's like, that's all they do, and everyone's fine with it.
Right. Yeah, agreed.
Okay. I did watch a really cute documentary on the New Yorker. It was on the family that runs Coney Island, like the amusement park.
Gosh, I love Coney Island.
Tell me about it. I've never been there.
Oh, it's real cute. It feels super old-timey. It feels like they've done a good job in keeping things not, like, too commercialized. Mm-hmm. They kept the structure, the bones and everything of the original stuff. And all of the rides, everything feels like you're in a movie. Mm-hmm. It feels romanticized. Like maybe it just every time I've been there, I went for like because we lived very close to there when I was in the house in Brooklyn in Red Hook. So I went when I was on the show on The Real World, and then I went with a boyfriend. And every time it felt like I was in the movie Big or something. Like it felt like I was in a movie. Sometimes because there were actual cameras following me.
Right.
So I felt like I was like acting the whole time. Like in a little sundress and like taking pictures and like, oh, funhouse mirror. Like, yeah, that was like.
I liked the B-roll that they showed. What a great place for people watching, it appears. Like it attracts all types of people. Oh, yeah. And even the workers, they're just characters. And and then you have the people that have lived there for like 70 years and they hang out on the benches. And I don't know, it just seems really interesting. But
I mean, different times of years you get different kinds of crowds, which is fun.
Right. I can imagine.
The summer crowd, which is the tourists, and then the people who are there, who are like the teenagers who are after school, like when it's like November and you're there.
Right.
It's like cold in Coney Island. It's kind of spooky.
Yeah, and more like a ghost town.
Yes.
The guys that they focused on for the documentary was a father and son, and I think they were like the 5th generation or something crazy. And really it was a story about that relationship between the father and son and like sort of working for your parents and how that can be weird because they're your boss and your parent. And it was very cats in the cradle because apparently the dad was like always away at Coney Island or one of their other places, not a good dad. Uh-huh. And you could see like...
Was this like maybe he was having affairs kind of dad?
Oh, yeah. They talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God. Like, how would you guess that? That's crazy.
Because Dad's away a lot. Annie's at this job where he's like the man of Coney. I could see it. It paints an image. And just the vibe, I feel like I can pick that up from Coney Island. Seems a little sleazy, and it wouldn't surprise me that energy is around all people involved in that.
Well, you are right. Good call. Very impressive. And they straight up asked the dad, like, hey, how did you balance, like, work and family life? Which is funny because they usually only ask women that. But he was like, I didn't. Like, I preferred my work, and I really, he,
That's why they don't ask men that question, because they give the real answers.
Oh, my God, who says that?
They destroy families with their answers.
But the reason that I bring it up is because it reminded me of when I used to watch on Oprah's network. There was a show that was about behind the scenes of the Oprah show. Yeah. And they would pick an episode and then show how it was made. And, Oprah's whole mantra is live your best life.
Yeah.
But, like, you could see from the employees, nobody that worked for Oprah was doing that. Like, because you have to work so hard to create this philosophical dream of... And that's what it felt like with the Coney Island thing. It was like they're creating family life and fun.
Well, if this isn't a metaphor for frickin' everything under the sun these days, television, Instagram.
Like you're being taught to live a certain way, but the people telling you that really aren't doing it.
Everything. This is everything.
I know, but it's such a bummer.
I feel like we just need to lighten up on people.
That's why Giggle Susie's here, because I feel that same thing.
This is great.
You're fine with it.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes.
Well, because there was actually
Giggle Susie and Normalizing Sarah are yeah. I'm like, what's the weird thing you do? You do that? That's fine. That's not that's not weird. We're gonna allow it. You love an ashtray? Okay,
fine.
We're gonna do it.
Whatever. Well, it reminds me of the recent clip from Sarah Silverman's podcast where she talked about how she was in this dark place, and like she was saying like nothing matters, like life is stupid, hopeless and despair, and but she had a show that night, and so she went. Got in her car, and by the time she got in her car, she was starting to feel better, and she was like, whatever, who cares? Like, nothing matters. Let's just have fun. And it was interesting that the same mantra that, like, put her in the dark place got her out. Because it's like, nothing matters. So just, like, be happy.
Nothing matters.
Yeah.
Just be happy.
Instead of being sad.
You can choose what you can choose.
Yes.
Nothing matters. Do you want to go left, or nothing matters? Do you want to go right?
Yes. Do you want to be mournful or rejoice?
This is the same thing with that creativity of the parts of your brain of like being open-minded or closed-minded and judgmental, of being in that calm place or being in that like reacting from fear or alert or terror or alarm that's like resistant to new ideas, people, thoughts, whatevs. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like nothing matters. Like it's good news. Nothing matters. So it's fine.
Nothing matters.
Just some food for that. But yeah, that Coney Island thing, I was just like, don't get bogged down in the advice that people might be giving you. Like if the advice is like, you need to do this, that, and the other, and then you'll feel better. You can do that if it helps you, but like, know that they might not be doing that either. I notice on Instagram, like the people that do all the inspirational memes are always the one like going through a divorce or whatever.
Of course. I mean? And the studies show that the more you post those things, the more you actually need them. It's like, you're telling yourself. It's a mirror. Of course. This is an important thing to, you know what I also think in that book, that I was freaking out about last week, Sapiens. where it talks about how many relationships we're able to really keep track of, and like how many people we can gossip about. Really, is like, which is like a good thing. 150.
Yeah.
That there's also something about comparing your, like, you take 150 and the average of 150 is going to be like less awesome than the top, like the top 1% of 150, probably going to be average. The top 1% of 1 billion, probably going to be pretty fucking amazing, and like we're going to feel bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And so I feel like that it's like changing the curve and the median and all those kind of mathy words. And, you know, and also like making us, like we're seeing too much behind the curtain.
Yeah, right.
You know? I feel like some things just like we don't need to know how the sausage is made.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I just want to like enjoy Coney Island, not know
the family dynamics.
Adulterer! This was built on the shoulders of infidelity!
Oh my God. Right. Like, last thing I need is to get invested in the Coney Island family. But here we are.
Right. Jell-O, In-N-Out. There's a lot of them where I'm like, I know the truth.
I know too much. Yeah.
I know too much. Yep.
Okay, fun fact about dogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
subject.
Love it. Give me it.
Okay, this was fun. They did a study where there was some sort of plexiglass situation, and they were like feeding the dogs treats through the plexiglass. And then something about they adjusted the way they were doing it so that the treat like fell so that it fell on the wrong side of the plexiglass. Okay. And they wanted to see if dogs could tell if your error was intentional or accidental. I don't know why anyone would care, but they did it.
Because some scientist dog is so pissed about that fake tennis ball throw. You know when you fake the dog out and you throw the ball and they go for it and they're like, I will show them that we do not fall for that every time like they say we do. That's what happened. He's there with his little lab coat, which is extra funny because he's a lab.
Oh my God, stop.
The lab coat.
Oh my God. Good.
That's so funny.
Wait, I gotta write that down.
Oh my gosh.
Coat. Okay, funny. Okay, wait.
There's definitely a joke in there that's like, what's a veterinarian's, like, I don't know, favorite piece of safety equipment? A lab coat or like something like that.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah. It needs work. I'm workshopping it.
I like it. Well,
Lincoln
evidently, they do know when you goofed up and when they did it accidentally, or if they perceived it to be accidental,
They're
they
like,
would
oh,
go.
wait, she loves when I do this. Hang on, let me go pretend that I'm going after that ball. Hang on. Oh, here I go.
Good one, Mom.
Good one. Oh, got me again.
Whenever they perceived that the treat was dropped accidentally, the dog would go around the plexiglass and eat it anyway, like to be like, I got it, it's fine. But when you did it on purpose, they'd be like pissed and they wouldn't even eat the treat.
They were like, and they're also doing like a tit for tat, like a...
Yeah, like they're just like, fine, you want to be like that?
Fine.
I don't even want your
goddamn
like treats.
I don't even want it.
What do you make of that, though?
They hold a grudge. I think maybe dogs are like, are they like kind of getting together and they're like fed up with like us thinking that they're dummies?
Oh, so they're like, we'll
we
show
are
you.
smarter. We can talk now. Have you not seen us on Instagram?
That's true.
Yeah,
maybe, but they don't want to put up your bullshit.
Some
I know that.
dogs are kind of dummies.
Oh, yeah, like my English bulldog. Just the
some
dumbest.
dogs are smart, some dogs are dummies.
Poodles are smart.
And some dogs that, like, aren't...
Oh, you mean it's not even breed specific?
No,
You're just like,
it's not. It's not. I'm not talking a breed. I'm talking personality here.
Wow,
for
dogs are
sure.
people too.
You disagree
She's
with
mad
me?
that no, I just don't know.
Oh,
I don't
this
know dogs
is
well enough.
fact. There
Really?
are dogs where I'm just like, oh, and
Like-
ask any veterinarian.
So
I know, they usually roll their eyes at things I say, but not this thing. This
So
thing,
you
they'll be like,
think-
Sarah is right. There are dogs that are like smart breeds, but you're just like, oh, for
Like
fuck's
a
sake, this dog's
stupid
dumb.
ass poodle.
Yes, or like every individual's personality, every dog, and there are definitely those dumb dogs. You're just like, oh god, you're so like.
Are they nicer? Do you think? Because
They're clumsy.
I feel like dumb humans sometimes.
Yeah,
are real
sometimes
nice.
they're nice and they're clumsy. Like sometimes the ones that like don't know how big
Clumsy.
they are. Yeah, they're clumsy.
Oh, like those big ones that think they're lap dogs.
Yeah,
Oh, they are so
they
cute.
like don't know any better, and they're
I
just
love
like,
those guys.
what? I'm sorry. Did I knock that over? I'm sorry. Where would
Have
you like
ever
me to
had
go?
a dumb dog?
Yes, I've had. I mean, Sigmund wasn't dumb. He was smart and he was manipulative.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that motherfucker.
I mean-
he used to not. He was so smart. So no, he was not dumb.
Yeah, he
he's
was just
annoying.
evil.
Evil. He was straight up evil and manipulative. But I did have what's it called? Doberman Pinscher that was kind of dumb.
God, I can't even.
That didn't
picture
last
that.
because he ended up biting my little brother. And
Well,
so my
that's an
mom was like,
example
"You
of
gotta
being
go."
dumb and mean. You know
Yeah.
how I said usually the dumb ones are so sweet, not
Yeah, no,
not the
not
old
this one.
Doberman.
Yeah.
What was that one's name?
Lucy.
Oh, like Lucifer.
Yeah, right.
Lucifer.
Oh my god, that's a funny name for a cat.
That is. But the best cat name will forever be my friends who called her Patricia our cat instead of Patricia Arquette. That's the best cat name.
Cat. But Lucifer should be the name of our witch's cat in the book.
Okay.
That's cute.
That is great. Okay, I'll write that
Meow.
down.
I can see the little cat, and the cat
Lucy.
rolls her eyes because Lucifer knows that it's trouble and is like, "Oh, you should have done that. Here you go again." And she's like
Yeah.
rolling her eyes, meow, like with the eye roll. I could see it. Oh, it's so
Okay.
cute.
Yeah, it writes itself. Really.
It writes itself. It's just like taking notes.
I actually am.
I know,
That
it's
sounds
great.
So stupid.
It's great.
Let me
It's okay,
think.
it's recorded,
Okay,
so
before
if
we
you
go, I
We're
wanted
going. What? Oh my gosh! I can't
Yeah.
believe it. We talk so
Time
much. I
flies.
talk so much.
Okay, did you see? I'm sure you did because you're a Beyonce lover.
Oh, happy birthday! Just the other
Happy
day,
belated.
9-4.
She and Jay-Z did that campaign for Tiffany and Company.
Oh yes, I did see that.
And there was the blue artwork, the Basquiat. I think I'm saying it right. I've only ever seen it in print. Basquiat artist.
I think it's Biscott. I think the Q.
Basquiat.
Yeah,
Bas.
Biscott. I think so. I don't know.
I tried to look it up, but there was no help online.
Yeah.
So whatever
Okay.
it is, this
Which
artist.
doesn't matter.
And people were like weirdly worked up about the fact that they were using this art for commercial purposes, like Tiffany. Number one, why do people care? And art is always used to sell stuff. I mean, since when has art been separate
I
from?
feel like maybe
commerce?
he was big on that. So I know he was
You mean like
a
Banksy
black
kind of?
artist, yes,
Yeah.
who passed away.
1988, 27,
Yeah.
drug overdose.
Okay, but I don't know any more than like what the. Oh my God, Bo is snoring over here. She's funny. Yeah, I don't know what the big. God, his work is so fucking cool. I love it.
Yeah. And to me, it's like, okay, maybe he wouldn't have liked it, whatever. But, like, isn't the point of art to get us to talk and to debate? And
yeah. And also his friends, and I'm reading, like, what this article says. It says his friends and collaborators have complained, saying it didn't represent him. I mean, of course, what the fuck do I know? Because I'm not his friend or his collaborator, nor did I know him. But I do think that having Beyonce and Jay-Z represent this royalty that's like some of the images that he was really famous for were like his self-portrait in a crown. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like adorning Beyonce and Jay-Z with what is essentially like the crown jewels culturally.
yeah.
Is a statement that is kind of artistic.
Totally. Well,
right?
their issue was that it was being used by Tiffany's because the artwork featured that robin egg blue color. And they were sort of, some people were saying, oh, yes, you know, he loved luxury goods and loved, like, speaking on, you know, commerce and commodification. And then people that knew him were like, that's a lie. Stop it. I didn't even think that matters.
Yeah, it says Stephen Toren, who worked as his assistant, told the Daily Beast that Tiffany's would not have respected him if he was alive. They wouldn't have let him in to Tiffany's if he wanted to use the bathroom or if he went to buy an engagement ring and pulled out a wad of cash in his pocket and he couldn't even get a cab.
All right. That's interesting.
I wonder, because I want to ask Cardi B how she gets treated at Tiffany's. I think it's pretty damn good. I think when, you know how unfortunately, artists, when they know who you are, you have to come in and it's easy. But if he were, I mean, they're right with that.
Yeah, I see that.
And when I worked for Gucci, I was super anti Gucci and all that shit.
You were?
Oh my god, like seeing the behind the scenes of that kind of
how
like
people
the Coney
were
Island
treated.
Thing. Yep.
Because is it the case? It's
and
like
I was
Pretty
like,
Woman,
nope,
where
I
you're
hate
always...
luxury. I hate. And it was right at the same time where what they would call urban art, streetwear culture was beginning to become something that was incorporated luxury, more into luxury. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I watched that crossover happen, and it was just like, oh, gross.
Is it the case that it is like Pretty Woman, where a customer comes in and the people size them up and think, are
100%.
They... And I know race, of course, goes into those considerations, but what other things? Because you know how sometimes really rich people dress like bums?
Yeah, but you can tell what kind, you could tell. Like, it's look at the shoes and look at sometimes the fingernails was like what I felt like we were like trained to, you can always tell.
You mean like manicured nails or like a tell about money or what?
Yeah, like manicure, but like not overly manicured nails. That's like trying hard, but not too hard. Like well taken care of, but not, you know, you could tell whether somebody was there for like the ready to wear, like collection stuff or whether they were there for small leather goods.
Wait, which is more expensive? I don't even know.
The collection stuff, like small leather goods, like belt buckles and wallets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought when you say
ready to wear
is
just like what they call not runway.
Yeah. That's why I thought maybe that was the bad one.
I mean, no, saying? it's like runway collection, like nobody would wear. You wouldn't even wear that in real life. It would be like there's like a version of that's like the ready to wear collection.
Okay, so then the poors would get like the little keychain or something.
Yeah, you like, and then they would assign what department you were working in based on kind of like seniority there. The new people would get small goods because you'd just be getting like, you know, a wallet here and there.
Oh my God.
And then
because you get commission.
Been there for a while. Yes. Yeah. And I was there for a while and then I got men's suiting and that was
big money. What was your biggest commission?
Big money.
Remember?
What?
Your biggest commission? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh, I would get commission checks that were over $1,000, and like a month. Like I would say a good 25% of my paycheck was more than like thousands of dollars. That
but
I made
you
good
felt
money
icky
at
about
Gucci.
it.
Super icky.
Wow, that's really fascinating.
I felt icky when I worked when I was selling the small leather goods. I felt not as icky when I was in men's suiting because it was now I'm just going to brag here. It was the basketball team. I had I was doing all custom shirts for the baseball team and the basketball team, and I'm like, yeah, I know what you guys are. You can definitely drop this much money on 5 shirts, and you need to because your arms are like really long, and you need custom clothes. That's it, and like you have the money to do this. So
let's wind it down.
I was not meaning to talk about my Gucci life.
Well, I'm just glad we got to cover the guy with his ashtray.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait to put a picture
What's
up on
her
Instagram.
name?
Oh, the article called it her AT, but I don't think
AT.
I don't think she has a name yet from him.
Which is even worse.
You want him to personify her?
It would be if you're going to treat her like an object, at least give her a name. I feel like I don't know why it makes it better or worse. I don't know. Oh, but this is really good background or lead up to an article that I have. That article that I was telling you was the big debate that I am saving for next time.
Next week. Okay.
Yeah.
We did have a death row debate today, and
we did. We had that debate.
We talked about Coney Island. Didn't see that coming, even though I planned it. And then let's see what else.
What's your desire to go there on a scale of 1 to 10?
Pretty high.
Wow, 10 being Dollywood.
Oh yes,
0
Dollywood's
being
the ultimate. I would put it at an 8.
Wow. I think you will not be disappointed.
I agree.
I think it will scratch all the itch. I think it will scratch every itch for you.
I can't wait to go back to Dollywood. That was my favorite park ever.
That was really fun.
I
feel like I didn't fully take advantage of the culinary offerings.
You and me both.
We did not have a funnel cake.
I know. I had
I didn't have fried chicken.
Oh,
did anybody else?
Well, remember that guy told us when we went in, they had fudge or something that was so good it would make you slap your grandma. Why didn't we eat that?
Oh my God, I didn't want to slap my grandma.
Right. Yeah, you're right. We didn't get everything out of it that we could have.
Right. There's so much more to see.
Anyway, dogs are dumb. Whatever. You guys remember.
Some of them are dumb. We don't know. Some of them, the ones in lab coats are not.
They're very smart. They wear
labs and lab coats. And what's the hilarious name of a cat that you came up with? Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer is our new favorite cat.
So cute. I love it.
Lucifer.
Oh my God. I want a cat. I was thinking about that. I don't want Bo to go anywhere. I love you, Bo. But what if I got a cat next?
Oh, I love this. Get it? You got to. It's the witch thing. You have to
get a black cat, and I would name it Lucifer.
Yes,
because then you have Ethel, and then I would have Lucy. It would be, the best.
Yeah, and you will love it too because
I could do that before Bo go, and they could be buddies.
Totally,
a cat and a dog. What do you think, Bo? You want a cat? We'll work on it.
Okay. Don't forget to check out our patreon.com/braincandy and our merch, all that jazz. We are so grateful. And don't forget to subscribe.
Love it.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.